in John chapter 8, verse 12. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. I want to talk about a truth, and I want to talk about a choice. You see, the truth comes in what Jesus uses as an identifying statement about himself. I am the light of the world. This statement that Jesus has just made is enormous. I am the light of the world. You see, light has great significance in the Bible. Light is what God creates first. Light was also used to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Do you remember? A cloud by day and a pillar of fire or light by night. Then we get to Psalm, right? We get to Psalm 27, and David talks about the security of the light. When he says in Psalm 27, verse 1, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? See, when Jesus says that he is the light of the world, he is implying that the world is not filled with light, but that it is filled with darkness. You see, if the world was filled with light, Jesus wouldn't come identifying as the light. The world is filled with darkness. And here's where I think we get stuck. Here's where I think we trip up a little bit. Here's where I think we have a roadblock for us, is that we continue looking at the world expecting it to be the light that we need. If we're honest, we have neglected Jesus as our light. We have neglected Jesus as our hope, and we have placed a hopeful light in something or someone else. We have placed too many hopeful lights in other things that are much smaller than Jesus. And here's the thing. Because of this, we have not rested in the power of Jesus. We have not rejoiced in his provision. We have not even returned to his presence. Here's the thing. When we ignore the light, we invite the darkness. We invite the danger that is associated with the darkness. We invite something smaller than Jesus to be our temporary light. We invite the tragedy of the darkness to become the reality of our lives. When we ignore the light, we invite the darkness. But when we invite the light, the capital L, Jesus-filled light, when we invite the light, we watch as he invades the darkness. We watch as spectators as Jesus invades the temporary. We watch as Jesus invades tragedy. We watch as Jesus invades the world with his light. That is our truth. There is a truth and there is a choice. He's talking about a choice between walking in darkness and having the light of life. When we walk in darkness, we have no idea where we're going. This phrase, walk in darkness, is the biblical imagery of not just going on a stroll at midnight, but it actually means denying the light. Doing everything we can to limit the light, to hinder the light, to block out the light. When we walk in darkness, we are not in step with God. We are wandering. We are aimless. We're lost and cannot find our way. But the other side of this choice is to have the light of life. There's the action of walking in the darkness, and then there's the action of having, possessing, holding on to the light of life. We get the choice of either an aimless journey in the darkness or an intentional relationship in the light. This whole choice sits with one word in our scripture, and it's almost the grammatical center of our scripture. It's this one word that Jesus uses. He says, whoever follows. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. You see, when Jesus tells people to follow him, he's not talking about going through the motions, but going through transformation. Following Jesus is a necessary trait and condition of being a Christian, of being a disciple, of being in the light. And there's two things here. If we want to be in the light, following needs to be a character trait. We cannot say on Sunday that we follow Jesus and then Monday through Saturday we're chasing others or ourselves. Two, if we want to be in the light, following Jesus needs to become a condition of our hearts as well. You see, we cannot develop a character trait without our hearts. Because the condition of our heart will determine who and how we follow.